This is a Podfire production.
Welcome to the Two Cripples, One Pair of Legs podcast, where every fortnight, your hosts, Adam Sheppard and Natasha Price, take a long, hard look at the world through the eyes of two people who believe in grabbing life by the balls and squeezing tighter than Borat in a Mankini. The good, the bad, the often cringeworthy, but most importantly, the hilarity that can, and often does, ensue. If you're looking for fluffy sunshine and rainbows, My Little Pony meets Care Bears type of purity, you've probably come to the wrong place. If you're after good conversation, warped humour, quick wit, a touch of sarcasm, two proud people with disabilities with the no holes barred, leave no stump unturned outlook on life, welcome home. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. It's going to be a slightly different day for us today.
It is. But that's okay because, you know, we're different and difference is what makes the world wonderful.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Have you been like reading some kind of serenity cards or something?
Yes. Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that.
Yes.
So we're not having a guest today.
No,
we're not. Well, I'm having a very special guest.
Special like a happy meal,
Exactly.
as an ex-girlfriend of mine used to say.
Exactly right. And she was correct.
Thanks,
That's
honey.
quite all right.
How's your week been?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit crazy.
It has.
It has. It's been a nuts week. I mean, as you would know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we're preparing to head to Canberra tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I am racing at the AIS in a couple of events over the next couple of weeks. So we're heading down there for a 2-week trip. So that's going to be fun.
That's going to be bloody cool.
You get to drive all the way to Canberra.
Lucky me.
It's always nice to have a fun road trip.
Worst co-pilot ever.
I know I suck. Like I could drive. I can drive. I have a license,
Nobody-
but you wouldn't want me to drive.
There is nobody whose ass points to the ground that wants you behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah, this is true.
Just no.
What about people whose asses don't point to the ground?
They don't want it either. They don't.
I don't know unless you ask them why their asses don't point to the ground.
Well, this is true. Unless they're already dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
That was a bit morbid. Sorry.
you tend to go off on a bit of a tangent like that.
I know.
young
It's,
Adam.
it's 2 p.m. It's okay. You know,
Yes.
it's 5 o'clock somewhere in the world.
I knew you were going to say that then. I could see it coming. I don't know how that fits into things, but there you go.
So we get up at stupid o'clock and we're going to drive to, I think we're going to get to Newcastle tomorrow.
Yes.
And then from Newcastle to Canberra is another like 4 and 3/4 hours or something.
Yeah.
I've done the drive from Canberra back to the Gold Coast
In one day.
And
yeah.
can I just tell you, that sucked.
I think you hated me on that day for making you drive, hey?
Well, no,
Because it was your choice.
It was
to
my
want to do
choice.
it in one day.
I wanted to get home to my boy and, you know, see my family and whatnot. And so I kind of got up and I got up in the morning and I was like, you know what? Today's the day. I'm sleeping in my own bed tonight. It's happening. And I drove and I think we left at 6 a.m. and I got pulled up at home just after midnight. So
Yeah, that was a long day.
that was a long day.
Well, I was good. I slept.
Yes, you did. Once again, worst co-pilot ever.
Yes, I know. But how do we get from A to B?
Me.
I navigate. We'd get from A to A if it was you, or A to Z or something. Certainly not A to B.
I have a Garmin. I have a Garmin.
I do better than a Garmin.
Yeah. It's
Considering I can't see shit, I think I do pretty well.
still the same annoying fucking pommy voice.
I don't have a pommy voice. What are you talking about?
I don't have a pommy. No.
Your English
it,
accent sucks balls.
Considering how much time we spend together, and you know,
A coffee Subway sandwich.
oh whatever. Oh, hang on, where's my button? I haven't used it for a while.
Yeah, I know, right?
Don't make me pull out a hurdle. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
job.
that one worked. I like that.
Which you'll only know if you've watched the episode about me running into hurdles.
Oh, we're gonna have to.
We'll cover that in another one.
Yeah.
Seeing as I'm interviewing you today for
Yes.
the water cooler, I feel like maybe you need to do me one. That's not what I meant. You have to do an interview with me on another day.
Yes. Okay.
You get where I'm going.
There's
with
a
this.
reason why this podcast is rated explicit, and it's not that. Calm down.
Oh Jesus. Okay. All right. So, are
Hi.
we gonna do this interview first?
Yeah, I think we should.
Come on then.
Let's do it then.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, which one's the water
Oh,
cooler?
because you
I
can't
can't
see
anything.
You can't see the button.
The water cooler.
The water cooler. We should just do these live. I mean, the water cooler.
Yeah, I know, but then it doesn't work quite so well for the edited version, does it?
No, it really
No,
doesn't.
Not really.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Hi, Adam. Nice to have you on the show.
Oh, thanks. So good to be here. I'm so happy.
I know, right? I'm going to start off by introducing you and reading your bio.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So, young Adam here for those of you that don't know.
Oh, young. She doesn't call me young often.
No, it's because he's not.
Old fart.
A hold fart.
Old fart.
Oh,
Old.
I was like,
Old.
farts. I was like, please hold your farts whilst you're in here because I am in a small room with you right now.
Nobody
nobody wants to be around that shit.
You know what happens when you hold a fart, don't you?
What's that?
It travels up in your brain, and that's where shitty ideas come from.
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay. Adam is a retired elite wheelchair athlete, mindset coach, personal trainer, entrepreneur, motivational speaker, awards winner, and wheelchair racing coach from Queensland, where he lives with his wife, Christy, and their son, 6-year-old son, Fletcher. He's
Yes.
also a partner of Invincible, our wonderful
That's
business,
us.
an organisation that exists to give visibility to disability whilst empowering all people, regardless of ability, to embrace their challenges and chase their dreams.
I love it.
He is the recipient of the Australian Sports Medal, winner of numerous Australian athletics records, and has represented Australia in overseas competitions, including captaining the team.
I did.
He coaches racer me, Natasha Price,
That's you.
and is also the winner of the Raw Awards Silver
Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year
Yeah.
for 2022.
Thank you. Can I just say, he sounds like a fucking cool guy. I think
know, right?
maybe we should get him in here.
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Get away from here, you imposter.
Yes. I'll go hide under the table. I'm short enough I'd fit.
Yes, you would. You're
Yes.
short enough you'd fit into a bloody suitcase. That's how we save
What
money
was
on
that,
travel.
Jeffrey Dahmer? I'd fit into a suitcase. Fuck me. This is
At least I didn't say like the boot of a car or
this
something.
is going downhill real quick.
No, I meant to save on travel, dickhead.
Oh, Lord.
I'm not thinking of decapitating you anytime
Oh,
soon,
holy
making you
shit.
even shorter.
My God.
Okay, all right, let's get into this.
Hello. Cool.
Hello. So, you grew up on the Gold Coast.
Yes, I did.
You did.
I did.
You did. So tell me what it was like to be a kid with a disability growing up on the Gold Coast.
It was pretty. The Gold Coast, is I mean, I've only ever lived here, but is absolutely my favourite place in the world to be. I literally couldn't imagine growing up anywhere else. And I know you've, lived in a lot of different places, but, we've got the ocean and we've got swimming pools and the weather's, bloody spectacular.
It is.
98% of the year, except for, when we get cyclones. Well, we don't really get cyclones, but
Well,
when
we get the tail end of them,
when we get the
tropical
tail-
lows and
yeah,
stuff.
so-
Yeah.
growing up on the coast has been great. We've got the water, and if I was on a boat any earlier in my life, I probably would have been born on one. And that with that comes fishing and
Which is your obsession along with your 6-year-old boy, isn't it?
It's more of a obsession for him, I think.
Yeah, he's crazy over it.
He
hey?
is. He absolutely loves it, which is kind of cool because, I mean, let's face it, there's a whole lot worse things he could be obsessed with and spending his money on.
His money because he has lots at 6.
Yeah, exactly. He's, bit of a tangent. You know what we do, though? We collect all the bottles and cans, right?
Yeah.
At our place, and a couple of our neighbours give us theirs as well, and we take them to the recycle centre, and he goes with us and he helps us sort them and then put them in, and that's his pocket money. So
Which he's now spending on fishing.
which he spends on fishing.
That's
So
kinda cool.
and I kind of see it as a full circle thing because he's spending his money on fishing gear, which then provides us food, so then we can eat.
Yeah, okay.
And that's how I'm going with that.
Go with that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, growing up on the coast, it really is the ideal lifestyle. I love it. I've got amazing friends here, and we're close to everything, and yeah, it's really great.
What would be different about you as a person with a disability growing up on the coast, though, to somebody who didn't have a disability? Were there differences between you and your friendship groups?
Oh yeah, look, I think tourism wise, the Gold Coast is the tourism, definitely the tourism capital of Australia, and possibly one of the bigger ones in the of the world, if not the world. Tourism wise, and for being able to go out and do things, that was certainly an interesting thing to do as a kid. Go to people go to theme parks and jump on rides and that sort of thing. When I was growing up, going to those theme parks, there was a boatload of those rides that they simply were like, no, you're not getting on this, or you can't get on this. And
is that because there's lots of boats on the Gold Coast?
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, boatload.
Joke. Go on, carry on.
That was
I know, it was terrible.
Sorry.
Carry on.
Yeah, sorry. You're the one interviewing me and I'm calling your joke shit. I'm sorry. But yeah, so things like that, the theme parks, they've certainly gotten better in the way they do things. But yeah, there was a whole bunch of stuff that you do as a kid, like an able-bodied kid would do on the Gold Coast, and you do on your weekends with your mates and whatnot. But accessibility-wise, took a whole lot more planning. Yeah,
I guess it's gotten better, but certainly with theme parks, for example, there are so many rides that you can't take part in, you can't go on, and as a result of that, you're excluded from certain things that you would be doing with friends. So.
Yeah, 100%.
Was that something that frustrated you?
Yeah, 100%. Look, it sucked because, and whilst I was probably at a point where I've always been like, it is what it is. But, it frustrated me because I just want to be able to do the same things that all my other friends did.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the rides I did get on, you'd finish one go and they're like, do you want to go again? I'm like, hell yeah. So you didn't
you play the Crip card so that you get
100%.
The positive stuff out of it,
100%.
the positive benefits. Yeah, fair enough. So tell the listeners, the audience, hello people, a little bit about your disability.
So I was born with spina bifida, which is a pretty common neural tube defect. So if you've ever seen those ads on TV for like Elevate,
folic acid and stuff.
It's like, you must take this, otherwise you'll have a child with spina bifida. I'm that child with spina bifida.
And ain't nobody wanting that.
Hey, I'm fucking awesome.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
I don't say it often.
So I was born with spina bifida, which basically means for me, I'm paralysed from the waist down. I've got no use of my legs whatsoever.
It's because you've got no legs.
Oh, well, yeah, I had no use of my legs. Now
we'll talk about that.
We'll go into that. But yeah, basically no sensation from when I had knees. It was just above the knee down. So yeah.
Okay, cool. And
can't walk, can't weight bear.
Have you ever been able to walk, or is that something that has gotten worse or progressed?
No, I've never been able to walk. Some people with spina bifida are able to walk, and there's people that walk down the street that have it that you would never even know. It varies quite a lot. But for me, I've never been able to weight bear, never been able to walk. I remember really, really early on, I used to have like this frame thing, and it was more of a standing frame because it literally just sat me up in like a standing position, and I used crutches to sort of waddle.
Shuffle.
Yeah.
Waddle, waddle.
Waddle, waddle. Reminds me of that. Yeah.
The duck song.
My favourite song. Yeah.
All right, don't get me started because my brain's gone elsewhere now. Always thinking about the duck song. So, I mean, stop. So, in childhood, I'm guessing things have changed a lot since the ancient times when dinosaurs roamed and you were a kid.
Hey, hang on a minute. I was going on with that.
I know, right? You didn't react to that one at all.
I'm just used to it. My Fletch calls he's 6. Calls me old all the time. It's Dad, you're old. Dad, you're fat. Dad, you're old. Dad, you're fat. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for making me feel great,
Thanks
buddy.
for the confidence boost.
You know that he says much nicer things to me, right?
Yeah, I know. I get that.
It's like, hey, Tashi, you're young.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Tashi, you look 20.
But he says that while I'm there because
he knows it winds you up.
Because he's a shit stirrer like his old man.
Yes, he follows very, very much after you. So anyway, tell me, in childhood, obviously things have changed with regards to technology and equipment and even accessibility over the last 40 years. What was your childhood like with regards to getting around?
It's amazing. We've really come leaps and bounds, and I know people whinge and bitch and moan about the way things are at the moment and with NDIS and, inclusion and accessibility. But when my first transport was a piece of plywood with 4 caster wheels on it. Because back in the day, they didn't make wheelchairs small enough for babies or for toddlers with disabilities. So I literally had a piece of plywood with 4 caster wheels on it. It was
crazy.
It was like a skateboard. It was freaking cool. Don't get me wrong.
Couldn't reach anything though, hey?
Yeah, I know. And then I got my first chair when I was probably 4 or 5 or something like that when I started school. And that chair was a big, heavy steel thing. And that chair still fitted me when I was 14 years old. I still had that chair as my backup. I mean, it was steel, so it was almost bulletproof. Yeah. But it still fitted me when I was 14 years old.
That's nuts. So, I mean, I mean, look at you. You haven't really grown much since you were 3.
I've gotten shorter.
You have gotten shorter.
I have.
That is sure. That's true. But I guess like nowadays, if people have seen it, wheelchairs are for kids, they're teeny tiny. They're so small.
Technology.
The way that they're made for kids are just incredible. And wheelchairs for people that are permanently using one that can't mobilize, they're custom built, they're custom designed specifically to fit the user. So was that the case when you were sort of 14? Did you get that kind of chair, or was it?
I've always, except for like that one, and that was supposed to be sort of a custom. They've always been made to measure. Mm-hmm. I think as technology's gotten better and as the years have gotten better, years have gone on, the way we've been able to custom build a chair for a wheelchair user or a person with disability has become a lot easier. Mm-hmm. And there's been a lot more ways adapted to be able to do that, to make bend metal smaller and lighter material and stuff like that.
Yeah, cool. So when you went to school, did you attend a normal school, or did you go to special education?
No, I went to Coomba State High School. Hello, everyone, if you're watching. Not far down the road here, and it was great. I had a great education, public school, and I had a great bunch of mates and all that sort of stuff. I was the only, for most of it anyway, I was the only kid in a wheelchair or wheelchair user in the whole school, and there was about 1,200 in the school.
Did you ever get a hard time because of that? Were you ever bullied?
Very, very occasionally. For me, it was kind of water off a duck's back. That's never been something that's overly concerned me. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was just the way my parents were and my upbringing, but I always took that as people giving me a hard time because they just didn't understand.
Didn't get it.
Yeah. Or, they were showing off to their mates, and, that's what kids do at school, So I never, but
when it happened, how did you deal with it? Humour?
Absolutely. I remember one time a guy was like standing in my way, and I was like, "Can I get past?" And he's like, "Run over my toe," because he didn't think I'd do it.
So you did it?
Yeah. Fuck yeah, I did.
Good job.
He's like,
well, you didn't need him, did you?
Yeah. No, exactly. And he's like, I said to him, "Can I get past, please?" And he's like, "You can get past, just run over my toes." And I'm like, "Man, I don't want to do that, and it's gonna hurt, and I don't want to do that." He's like, "No, just do it. I'm like, "Please, just move." He's like, "No, just run it." I'm like, "Fine, your
Fuck
funeral, your funeral, buddy, or your toes anyway."
And how did he react to that?
He was not happy. He was not happy. I was I was a little bit podgier, shall we say?
Fair enough.
And I was still a kid, so I was podgy, but I was little.
Yeah.
So no, he wasn't happy with that.
So do you think that the way you did it at school, the way your school did it, was a good example of inclusive schooling? Or are there changes that they could have made to make the experience even better?
Look, I think certain aspects of it could have been done a lot better, particularly with the more physical stuff, physical education, stuff like that, and sports, because there was no, as much as I loved my schooling time and my teachers and everything were great, there wasn't a whole lot of thought put in back then into inclusion in sport.
Yeah, so you were kind of more sat on the sidelines.
Yeah, it was kind of like, we'd go down on the oval to do sport, and it was just widely understood that me getting around on the oval wasn't
an option.
Wasn't an option.
Yeah.
And so I was basically just left to go and do whatever I wanted. So I'd just go up and grab a basketball out of the sports shed and go shoot hoops for that whole period.
Hey, well, that does sound like fun.
An hour and a half of sitting there shooting hoops, I wasn't complaining,
Fair enough. So, okay, sports. How did you get into sport?
Well, very, very early on, I was introduced, I started swimming, and I swam through a few. I actually joined a local swim squad at Labrador, and swam with them. They were all able-bodied, and I was swimming with them. But I was doing swim carnivals and whatnot through Gold Coast Recreation and Sport. That was the earliest days. And yeah, that was my introduction, I guess. And I came up through the ranks of swimming and started swimming competitively, and did states, and which was all awesome. And then I got into, and I dabbled in a bit of basketball as well.
So with swimming, you're a national record holder in a few events, is that right?
Yes, yeah. I don't know if I don't know if they'd still hold.
I know some of your wheelchair racing ones still do, but I have no idea with
Come
swimming.
on, people, break my record. Do it.
So, but then you moved into basketball, did you say?
Yeah, so I dabbled in a bit of basketball and just, I enjoyed it. But yeah, team sport just, I was better on the individual stuff where,
just get on with your own thing.
Just get on with my own thing and do, I think the pressure, I always worried that I think the pressure of having, other people rely on me to do things right and whatnot was sat on my shoulders,
A little bit too heavy for you.
A little bit too heavy for me.
But you were the team captain, weren't you?
So I was a team captain in San Jose for the National Junior Wheelchair Games. But that was for wheelchair racing, not for basketball.
I thought I read somewhere on some website that you were the captain of whatever team it was that you were playing for on the coast at some point.
Oh yeah, probably the local squad.
I know your story better than you know your friggin' own.
Do. What are you interviewing me for? You probably.
So. Okay, so is that what prompted your move over to wheelchair racing? You just felt that team sport wasn't really your bag, and
I was just looking. I had itchy feet.
Bumpity bum.
Yep. This is where we need the.
Yeah.
And I'd sort of a mate of mine, Jeff, had been racing, and we finished up a basketball one night, and he had a racing chair in the back of his car. And he's like, do you want to give this a go? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to give this a go.
And how old were you then?
Probably 12.
Okay, cool.
Maybe. Yeah, about 12 or so. 11 or 12. So I jumped in it, and it was his old chair. He was getting a new one. This was his old one. And I fell in love. I did. I fell in love. I'm like, this is it for me. This is my thing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And
so you felt like you took to it like a duck to water?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It was, it was just, that's all I had to focus on, get to the start line, push a race, it was all on me.
Yeah.
And, loved it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what events did you specialise in?
Well, my first, I did a lot of road racing, so I did sort of 10K, half marathon. At the time, I was a bit too young to do a full marathon.
Mm-hmm. Or is that just an excuse because you're not tough enough?
Oh, rude. Rude. Challenge accepted.
Okay. Oh, challenge accepted. Because you're wanting to get back into a wheelchair, into a racing wheelchair, aren't you?
If my body will let me, yes.
Yes, your body will let you because we're fundraising to get you a chair right now.
I'm old now, remember?
Oh, you're not as old as me.
Oh, no. Quack, quack.
Hey, quack, quack.
Old duck.
Oh. Okay, so you got into wheelchair racing and you represented Australia?
Yeah, so I was very, very lucky it was great, it was an individual sport, but, back when I was racing, there was a really good camaraderie around it and, race with the same guys, around Australia. I had mates in Victoria and Sydney and New South Wales and, all over the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And, I got picked for a few teams. I represented state, and then Australia at the time was sending wheelchair races over to the Junior Wheelchair National Games in the US. So I was lucky enough to go over on a few occasions for those.
Awesome.
One of which I captained the team, which was my last one.
Yeah.
In San Jose. So yeah.
So can you remember any of your records?
I think at one point I think I had the national record for the 1, 2, 4, and 8.
Yeah.
I
know you still hold the Queensland record for the 8. Is it the 800? Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I better get my ass back in a chair then, haven't I?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hey, nobody's beaten it yet.
Sweet.
I know, right?
And that's like 20 odd years ago.
1997.
90.
So
Wow. Okay.
yes.
All the wheelchair races, junior wheelchair races out there, challenge on.
Exactly right. My next question is just plain gone out of. It's gone.
Yep.
It's gone. It was to do with sport.
Gone.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, I got to see a lot of Australia too. I was doing marathon. A lot of what I was doing was half marathon. So I got to travel a lot within Australia as well as a little bit internationally as well. Funnily enough, I ended up in the US mostly. I didn't really end up anywhere. There was competition going on in other parts of the world, but for juniors, it was when you went overseas, it was sort of centered over in the US.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough. So tell me a little bit about your experience with Kurt Fernley. So for those of you that don't know, Kurt Fernley is our number one male racer, Paralympian. He has
all-round good guy.
He is an amazing guy. He's currently the NDIS chair.
Yes.
And he's just a Paralympic gold medalist. Amazing fella.
Great guy.
Tell me a little bit of your experience with him.
So Kurt was getting into racing over the last few years of me coming out of racing. So I was
make yourself sound old there.
Yeah, that's because I am, according to Mr. Fletch. And so every year in Sydney there is the Ausday 10K road race, and that is a 10K road race around the Rocks area of Sydney. On Australia Day, it's epic. Like the atmosphere back in the day, the atmosphere was just electric. There was people there because there was Australia Day stuff going on, so people watching the race.
And for those of you that don't know, Australia Day is January 26th. So,
yes.
So next week, this same race still happens on Australia Day in Sydney, and will be happening again this year.
It will be. So get down and watch it. It's
incredible.
It's really cool. And 10K is a great, when you do half marathon or marathons, as you would know, 10K is a great race.
Oh, it is.
You can kind of just push it and go nuts.
Yes.
And it was a really good, back in the day, it was a really, really good course. It was fast. And we'd have 200, we'd have over 200 wheelchair races from all around the world. We'd have Americans, Canadians, Chinese, Thai, you name it, sort of thing. So yeah, it was really cool. But I digress because that's what I do. I beat Kurt once.
Hey, you beat him. That's all that matters.
I did by 3/100ths of a second.
3/100th of a second.
Over a 10K race.
We
sprinted after 10Ks. We sprinted. If you're watching, Kurt, I wonder if you remember this, but we sprinted to the finish line. And we both looked at each other at the end of it going, I don't know. And but yeah, I got him by 3/100ths of a second.
Good job.
So that's my claim to fame.
Hey, good job. You beat him in the lots. That's all that matters. A win's a win.
Yep, exactly. I wouldn't stand a chance now, but
so you've gone from racing and you're now my coach. You're a coach.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what it's like to coach me.
You're a fucking pain in the ass.
I know I am, and I do it so well.
No, you're dedicated and stubborn.
Yes.
And that's what a good athlete is.
Over analytical.
and ridiculously over analytical, to the point where sometimes I've just got to go, even as your coach, I've got to just relax.
Just relax.
Relax. But no, we have a great time. We have good sessions, and I can, if you're pushing shit or you're not doing something right, I can tell you.
Yeah,
You'll yell at me generally and tell me that I'm wrong, but
I tell you to fuck off all the time.
All the time.
I mean, fuck off your Subway sandwich. As per the button.
Exactly, as per the button. As we should do that from now on. As per the button. As per the button. Yeah, but no, I think, some people that were on the track at the same time with us has probably been privy to some interesting conversations and some heated conversations. But
no, I always listen to you in the end.
Yeah, it generally takes you about 6 months.
Oh God, I'm not that bad, am I?
Kind of like, how long?
Hey, you must be doing something right. I'm not doing horrendously.
No, you're not. You're pushing very, very well. I'm very proud.
Oh, thanks. My head just got a little bit bigger.
Oh, wrong one.
Oh, dude.
Don't
make me pull out a hurdle.
Yeah, that
yeah,
one.
that one. Back to being an asshole again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so other than sports stuff and all your other bits and pieces and the inclusion and
All my other bits and pieces. Wow.
The diversity and inclusion training.
Okay.
We do
That's what you meant.
yes, that's what I meant. We do motivational speaking. How did you get into that?
I very early on, even I reckon it was as young as 14, started getting asked to do some talks for Rotary and some youth camps that they run. Because
you used to do a lot of stuff with them, didn't you?
I was really heavily involved with the youth camps that they run, and it's been really, really good. So I sort of kicked off with that, and then different Rotary clubs had asked me to go and speak, and it kind of all just started from there. And I can talk under wet concrete, so.
Yes,
what is it you say about me?
You talk the hind legs off a donkey.
Yeah, that one.
Yes. Yeah. You don't bloody shut up.
Hey.
I mean, it's a skill.
That's why we have a podcast.
It's a skill, that's for sure. You could do with refining that skill maybe a little bit. No, I'm joking.
Rude.
Joking. I'm very rude. As part of me. So all this stuff, this really cool shit that you do. Where does your passion come from for all that?
Look, I'm a massive believer in living life to the fullest and taking and grabbing every opportunity by the balls and squeezing.
Yeah.
Like that's just what it's all about to me. You're here for a good time, not a long time.
100%.
And
what led to that though?
Oh, look at this. I was very lucky to be brought up in a family where I was encouraged to try everything. I wasn't mollycoddled, but back in 2018, I had issues with my kidneys. I ended up in renal failure.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who've listened before, you've probably heard this story, but you know what? I'll tell it again.
I don't think we've told him. No. Go on.
So 2018, I'd been sick on and off for about 7 or 8 months, and I kept going to my doctor. I'm like, something's not right, and he's like, it's just a virus. It'll go. I had this awful cough and just a whole bunch of weird health things going on. It was it was almost, you'd say, the perfect storm, And I went to him one day. I'm like, look, something's really not right. We just need to, this has been going on for 7 or 8 months. This is So anyway, I did some more tests. Found out my kidney function was in the toilet.
Yeah, it's not a good place for it to be.
It's really not.
No.
It's really not. I was apparently, according to my doctor, I was running on about 10% kidney function.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I was pretty close. I think second or third day he came in. I was in hospital. He came in and he said to me, "I'm putting you on the same drug Lance Armstrong used to cheat with."
Whoopee! I'd be like, "Oh, party!"
I looked at him and I'm like, "My man." And then in the next breath, he said to me, "You're a lucky bastard." He said, "Another 2 or 3 days at home," and he said, "You were just going to go to sleep and not wake up."
Yeah.
Incredibly scary.
Yeah, I bet.
Hearing that, and and at the time, my son Fletch was less than a year old.
Yeah.
So I had a whole bunch of holy shit what ifs.
Yeah. That holy shit moment.
That was my holy shit.
Yeah,
that was my holy shit moment. It was crazy. Yeah. So.
So that's led to you kind of seeing life in a different way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? As I said before, life's for living, and you got to make you don't know when your time's up, so you got to make the most of every opportunity, and just be a good person and have fun, and and try and look after yourself where possible.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think it's true that adversity often leads to clarity. It
100%.
leads to you being able to see actually what your future can be and what you're capable of if you're willing to push through and just say, do you know what, I'm going to use this as my driving force and you know, find a new level of determination for the things you want in life.
Yeah, I came out of that experience really focused on never allowing myself to put my body and myself and put Fletcher in that position ever again.
Yeah.
That wasn't ever going to happen again as far as I was concerned.
So did that then lead to your recent decision was that your catalyst for your recent decision with your legs?
Yeah, so I had my legs cut off.
You did. You decided to get legless, you bloody drunk.
I know. So basically what happened with that was it was September. I over the last probably 15 to 20 years, anybody with paraplegia or spina bifida particularly will know circulation, pressure wounds, things like that are a bit of an issue. And the last 15 to 20 years, I've had pretty significant issues with my feet and circulation and pressure. And had
issues with your feet. You have no more feet.
I don't anymore. So I ended up back in September. I ended up back in hospital with a bad cellulitis in my foot, cellulitis infection in my foot. And the doctor came in and he's like, well, you know the drill. He said, you've been here, you've done this before. You'll be in here for probably a week on antibiotics. And then there's wound care when you get out of here. And like I said before, you know, I'm all about, you know, making sure whatever happens, I'm keeping my health in the best possible way and whatnot. And I said to the doctor, I just said, fuck it, get rid of them. I'm sick of this. I said, you know, I've spent 15 to 20 years in and out of hospital because of, you know, my legs, which I don't use.
They're useless pieces of shit anyway.
They didn't even look that good. They didn't. And I'm like, you know what? Get rid of them. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the issues. I'm sick of being here when I could be at home hanging out with my family or, you know, doing cool stuff, doing podcasts. You
exactly
know?
Right.
So yeah,
and bossing me around.
You boss me around. Don't start that shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. It's time to move on. And you know, of course, you know what ran through. I made that call and I was like, you know, what if I'm getting rid of one set of problems to create more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, well, you know what? It can't be anything.
Can't be any worse.
Can't be any worse than what it is now.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
you know, sure, I wasn't dying, but you know, how much of that can the human body stand continually over a period of time?
Yeah. And it's been very, very apparent since you've had the surgery just how much it was affecting you.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, you just look so well and.
Well, you feel like you've had a new lease on life, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Extreme weight loss.
I know. Well, I mean, we've often said this. The gym we go to, it's a shame they weren't doing a 12-week challenge at the time.
I would have won that
you
shit.
You would have won.
Yes.
You would have come away with the car as a prize because,
yes.
you know, there's like, whatever it was, 10 kilo weight loss in one day. Who else can achieve that?
Exactly. So if there's any... Well, it's probably...
It's too late now. You're not going to start losing your friggin' arms, are you? No.
I could go a bit shorter on the legs, maybe.
Nah.
No.
That might look a bit weird. We'll rename you Bob.
I'll just be a torso. Hello, JC.
Hey, you'd be really be able to freak my mum out then.
Since having my legs amputated, I would say, aside from making jokes about it, my favorite thing in the world. Are you dying on me?
No, I'm okay.
Good.
I think. Yeah.
My favorite thing in the world, and I think it's safe to say my purpose in life.
Yes.
Is to freak your mother out.
So we've filmed this video of you slow-mo.
It was like
crawling towards me, like
what's that movie?
The chick out of The Ring.
The Ring, yeah.
She comes out the TV. And that's exactly what you look like. And put it to some slow-mo music and sent it to my mother because, well, it was fucking funny.
It was fucking epic, is what it was.
And she shit herself. Hi, Mum. We do like freaking you out. It's good fun.
Hey, Linda. Yeah, so much fun.
Yeah, so I guess doing that, having your legs chopped off.
Yep.
getting rid of them,
Yep.
saying bye-bye. It's the
Bye-bye.
perfect example of doing what's right for you for the
Yeah.
right reasons in order to protect yourself and protect your family and protect your future. And I
100%.
think a lot of people find decisions like that really, really tough to make.
Yeah.
And they get too dissuaded by
Yep.
shit outside of what they know is the right thing to do in their hearts, or pressure from other things. So do you feel like making that choice was the right choice for you?
Fuck yeah. Well, it's too fucking late if it
Yeah,
wasn't.
I know, but
you
yeah,
know-
people have regrets.
Oh, look, I have none. I've
Good.
not missed my legs. I mean, they for the longest part of my life they were a bloody nuisance. And it's funny, you ask my parents. I actually joked around like in a semi-serious way when I was a kid about, they're no good to me anyways. I'll just get them hacked off. Little did I know that at 40 years old,
That
I'd actually be having
happen.
that happen. But honestly, it's been the single greatest decision I've been able to make for my own health.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day when I was a kid, my parents made some amazing decisions on my behalf, and that's really shaped me into the person I am today. But ongoing, and people come up to me and go, "Fuck, that's a big call," haven't you? I'm like, well, yeah, but what's the alternative?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
and it's different. I think if you were able-bodied and you were going to,
Yeah.
and you had sensation and all those kind of things, and the considerations were so much more, it would have been a harder decision to make. But
Yeah.
but considering the issues you've been through your whole
Yeah.
life with, and what that could possibly mean for your future,
Yeah.
it was the right choice for you.
100%. And I have my email inbox and messenger. I get a lot of messages like, "Oh, I'm having these issues and that," and I'm never going to say to somebody, "You need to get this done," because it is
Personal.
it's a really, really, really personal thing. I know what it's done for me, and if somebody's in a similar situation and a similar headspace to what I was in, absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good call. But I'm never going to turn around and say that it's right for everyone, because it's just not.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
Hey, cool.
I think that's all my questions.
Yeah.
I can't believe we actually got through that. Ow, dude. You've got a hard hand.
Yes,
Ow.
Aw,
Ouch.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. How did that go? That was my first ever interview on my own. Did I go okay?
You did bloody well. You did bloody well.
We'll wait for the feedback from the
Yes.
audience to actually let us know if that's true or
If
not,
t-
because I could have just done the most shit job ever.
If Tash did great, drop a comment. Let us know. If she did shit, DM me.
Yeah, because then he'll use that as fodder against me at some point.
No, I won't.
Talking about people pulling other people up on things, shall we move on to the soapbox session?
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, can we?
Okay, which button you're going to have to decide.
Like two cripples using a beach towel to skydive. This could go anywhere. Welcome to the soapbox session. You just pointed at me like it was that was you were counting me in like we're on TV. It's like 3, 2, 1, you're up.
just letting you know you can do the intro because,
Oh, cool.
well, I've just done the questions, so your turn.
Oh,
You can do some work. No, I'm joking.
soapbox sessions.
Yes.
So today, for anybody, any Aussies that are watching, listening, you might have seen in the news. Is it Dominic Perrottet? Is his name?
The New South Wales
Yeah,
Premier.
he's been dragged over the coals. I think through the coals would hurt like a bastard, to be honest, as would over the coals. But he's been hauled over the coals. Shit, I can't
Spit
speak.
your words out.
Blech. For something he did 21 years ago.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, what he did, I think he wore a Nazi.
He wore a Nazi. So he did a Prince Harry.
He did Prince Harry.
He did a Prince Harry. Yeah.
And he did a Prince Harry. What? And so I thought we'd have a discussion about this. I'm like, and it seems to be, I don't know, and they do it in other countries too, but I notice it a lot here. Why do we feel the need to drag somebody over the coals and chastise them for something that they did that long ago? Like,
Yeah. I like in some cases, it's probably warranted.
Oh, 100%.
But
Yeah.
if like something like that, wearing a Nazi costume 20 years ago, it wasn't a thing. Like
Yeah.
20 years ago, people did things like that left, right, and centre. Wouldn't have even thought twice about it. And I'm sure half the bloody population wouldn't think twice about it now, to be honest, because.
Think about it. It was
Anyway.
probably close to 20 years ago that Harry did it.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just people having fun going to a party. And you can't be pulled up on things that you have done as, well, he would have been a 20-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Essentially a child making, just turned an adult, making decisions like that about having a little bit of fun. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Who hasn't made a dumb decision?
Well, who hasn't made a dumb decision as a fully fledged adult, let alone as a 20-something that was going out to a party? We can't keep pulling people up on things that are just old news and wasn't even a thing back at the time that it was happening. It's like trying to rewrite history. You can't do that.
I think they're going through. I think they're going through elections at the moment, or being re-elected, or something like that.
Yeah.
So clearly there's an element of people out there that are looking for dirt on him, and trawling through his entire life.
We'd like to point out here that this isn't a political thing. We'd be saying this like we've got no affiliation to side with this stuff. It's not even our state.
We don't even live in that state.
No, but it's just stupid pulling people up for things that they did when they were much younger, much more innocent, and times were different.
Yeah,
and it's very, very similar to the Facebook bans and stuff we keep facing for saying things that aren't even a thing in our country, yet being chastised for them and getting banned or whatever else. It's just things have to be taken in the historical context and in the and in the context at which they're meant, and that should be the case in anything in life. It seems so stupid that it would be brought up now, 20 years later.
Yeah, I don't see the point. I mean,
what are they hoping to achieve?
Yeah, I mean, even whoever's decided that this should be aired out in public and whatever, I'm like, if we look through your history,
exactly,
we would find you've done some dumb
yeah.
shit in your life.
Yeah,
trust me.
I'm sure plenty of people have done much worse than that. But I mean, and
I wonder if Dominic Perrottet back at 21 was like, I'm going to be the Premier of New South Wales. I better not do this.
Yeah, but why would he even have thought not to do it? Because back then
it wasn't a thing.
It was an okay thing to do. It wasn't seen as problematic, politically incorrect, or any other or offensive. It was just part of what people did.
Exactly.
And can't people grow as individuals?
No.
When
we can't allow people to grow up and actually, wow.
If I think of the person I was when I was in my early 20s, I was an absolute bitch. I probably still am. But do you know what I mean? I wouldn't like to be blamed for the things that I did in my teens and 20s, because I was, I had a lot of issues going on in my life back then, and I have changed a hell of a lot as a person. But should I be held to account now for the things I did then, even though that I've apologized for them and made changes in my life to be, a better person than the person I am now?
Exactly. People are allowed to grow and, become more mature. I mean, except for in my case.
I know. You've kind of gone backwards, I think.
Yeah, that's what happens. It's the loss of the legs.
Yes.
Yeah. My maturity, what maturity I had was in my legs.
It was in your feet.
It was in my feet, yeah.
And now it's gone.
But yeah, seriously, I mean, what point aren't people allowed to grow? And, I just think we need to lighten up on people and understand that everybody does dumb shit. And who are you, or who is whoever this person is that came out with this shit to pull somebody up on something like that?
Who are we to judge? It's just ridiculous. Everything just seems to be going way too far at the moment.
Yeah,
there has to be protections.
Keyboard
and
cowboys.
There have to be protections, and there have to be ways of people growing and developing and understanding things they've done in the past are wrong. But then you take responsibility from that and move on. It's not something that should be making you, throwing guilt and shame around after all this time, unless you've done something really terrible like murdering someone. But then 100%. That also is what prison is for, and where you're supposed to be reformed and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So yeah,
I mean, he wore if we're talking about Perrottet, he wore something that was inappropriate.
Yeah, and that was the worst of his crimes. He shouldn't be.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, what are we up to now?
Talking about people being morons.
I'm not a moron.
No. Anyway, do you know where the button is? Because you've gone off on a world of your own.
It's the moron of the day.
Are you sure we're not talking about you today?
We could do.
Okay, so we're going to talk about
leaving us the fuck alone.
Yeah, I know. Please do. So I'm going to start this off with a little story. We're pushing up past Australia.
I like a story.
We're pushing up past.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. We're pushing up past Australia Fair not that long ago. There's Australia Fair is a big shopping centre here on the Gold Coast, along the coast there. There's a little bit of a hill, and outside the front there's all this uneven paving and stuff, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass for us as wheelchair users.
Oh, sorry.
For us as wheelchair users. I'm really struggling to talk with you doing that all the time.
Sorry.
You're all right there.
Yes.
Your ADHD getting a little bit too much.
A little bit.
Okay. So we're going up past Australia Fair, and there's a woman and a man outside there that have probably had just a little bit too much to drink. They've just a tiny bit too much, and they've said to us, "Can we help you?" And we're like, "No, we're okay. We'll be right." Now, both you and I know that when people help us, push us in our chairs, it generally doesn't help. It doesn't end up well.
Generally makes things worse.
Makes things a lot worse because they don't have an understanding of how the small caster wheels on the front of your chairs have a tendency to get caught on things. And if you can't see where they are and exactly what's in front of you, which people pushing you generally can't, there's quite an opportunity for you to be turfed out of your chair.
Yes,
and
exactly.
This woman would not take no for an answer and got incredibly offended when we said, "No, we'll be right, thanks."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then turned around and proceeded to try and offer us help anyway. And what happened?
You got turfed out.
I got turfed out of my chair, which...
Sadly, I didn't have my camera there.
No, I know. You were thinking, looking to get your camera out to get it on video, but you were a little bit too late.
I was a bit too slow.
Fuck me, Dad. Okay. If someone says no, they don't need your help. They're saying it for a reason. They're not, they're not being assholes, and they just don't require help. We are allowed to say no if we don't need help. It's not that we don't appreciate the offer.
Absolutely,
it's very kind, and thank you very much.
And always and never be afraid to ask.
Exactly, and because there are situations when help is needed. However, if somebody says no to you, they're saying it for a reason, whatever their reasons are, that they are saying no. Please don't feel that it's okay to then go anywhere near their wheelchair. That's like going up to an able-bodied person, literally picking them up and moving them out of the way, which would be freaking hilarious. Go ahead, do that. It'd make me laugh. But it's not okay. You're invading their personal space, and there is a reason why they've said no.
If a person says no means no.
No means no.
No means no.
Consent, guys, consent.
Consent is everything. Well, seriously though, absolutely appreciate offers of help and all that. And in some cases, it's absolutely, it's great and, we need it.
Yeah.
But if we say no, there's a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Tashi doesn't want to get turfed out of her chair. So.
I don't. I get injured enough by my own hands, let alone by actually somebody else assisting me in doing that.
Yes.
Broken collarbones and head injuries and God knows what else. I really don't need no assistance. Don't need any assistance.
Good English there.
I know.
Good English from the English woman.
Yes. Wow. That was terrible English, but there you go.
Your parents will be proud.
I'm sure my sister will get on here and give me a hard time.
Oh my
it.
God, yes.
I think she's given you a hard time a few times, hasn't she?
Everyone gives me a hard time.
Oh, poor you. See this?
Tiny violin.
Tiniest, smallest violin in the world playing just for you.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Yes, I know. Anyway, but yeah, just it just shocks me the number of people that still try to force help on you.
Yep.
And
Because you possibly can't make a decision for yourself.
no, you couldn't possibly.
No.
But it's like I said, like we both said, it's fine to offer help and thank you. It's always appreciated, always. But if somebody says no to you, whether they're able-bodied or disabled, it doesn't really matter. Regardless, they're saying no because they don't need help. So please don't force it on them, because you can actually make things really, really difficult. And it's like when you're trying to put your wheelchair in the car and people are like, oh, let's help, and then they take over and try to do it,
and then they just grab it and I'm like, no,
because the problem is you then have to get your chair back out of the car, or my chair back out of the car again, and it's often putting it in a way that you're actually unable to do it.
Does make it harder, absolutely.
Yeah.
So there's a way, like for you, two wheelchair users, I'm putting both chairs in the car. It's Tetris.
It is.
So
it is, and you need to be able to you put the chair in a specific way so that you can reach certain parts of it to be able to lift it out the car.
100%.
We're at a much lower height than our able-bodied counterparts, so our center of gravity.
Speak for yourself. I'm tall.
Yeah, okay. Our center of gravity is at a somewhat different place, and our reach is different because of the wheelchair being in the way, and our legs, in my case, stumps in yours getting in the way. So where the way we do things has to be done in that specific way, because otherwise we're unable to do it. But anyway, that's our moron of the day, guys, and specifically this woman. Don't fucking do it again. I didn't want to end up on my knees on the floor. That sounds terrible. Not in that way.
For fear of getting myself into trouble, I'm keeping my mouth shut.
I didn't want to end up. I don't know how
Be careful.
I don't know how
Be
to.
careful.
I don't know how to rephrase
Maybe
this.
we just need to move on.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's go to something a little bit happier and a bit more, a less controversial, shall we? Shall we? Where's the kindness virus? The kindness virus. Oh.
It's all freaking sunshine and rainbows, and my God, the kindness virus.
The kindness virus. I think I do it pretty well.
You do.
So today in our the kindness virus segment, we're going to talk about a really special event that we have got on tonight.
So excited.
I know,
it's going to be cool.
All right. So we've been asked to be keynote speakers at the Secret Sisters in Business, Sisters in Support of Misters event. So Sisters
in Support of Misters.
Yes. So
cool.
male and female.
Yes.
And this is a charity event being held here on the Gold Coast every month, I believe. No, it must be every week or every couple of weeks. Anyways, 20 odd events over the past year or two where they have had speakers present, and it's a charitable fundraiser, and each speaker nominates a charity of choice to donate their fees and the money raised on the night. To their charity of choice. Tonight we are the keynote speakers at their first event in a couple of years, and they're very, very excited about it. And I just thought we should talk about this because the epic kindness of the people that are organising it, Marley and
Marley
and her team, the people that are volunteering their time to help run the event, which would be Annette and Mel, and obviously us donating our time as well. But I just think it's wonderful that there are so many people coming, over 100 people going to be there tonight, coming together in order to help raise money for some incredible charities, some incredible organisations.
It's really cool.
We've nominated ourselves tonight Hummingbird House, which is a respite care facility here on the Gold Coast for children. We've done this because a young friend of ours, 14-year-old, passed away last year, and they did a wonderful job looking after her. Yes, I'm okay. And it's wonderful to see all the people out there that are giving and helping us to make a difference in the lives of those children that have to endure that
shit.
Yeah.
And if you look back, I mean, it's knowing that now that Ken's has passed, it's now that she's passed, it's hard to look back and see a lot. But if you look at the good stuff that happened while she was there, and the fun times and whatnot that she had, and the experiences and stuff, they do an incredible job.
And they are incredible. And I know that I feel absolutely blessed and honoured to be able to be involved in an event like this, where we can try and help support an organisation like that, and also help all the other incredible organisations that are being supported there tonight.
Absolutely.
I know that we have a friend, Denna, who runs Global Glamping Charities, which is
Hi, Denna.
She's also being supported there tonight. Her organisation is helping to solve global homelessness, and so that's a huge thing.
That's a massive thing.
And look, Australians are some of the kindest people I've ever met, most generous people I've ever met when it comes to fundraising and charity and wanting to help their fellow humans. I've never met a nation like it. Ever since the day I've arrived, I've had people generously go out of their way to help me in times when I really, really needed help and support. And it's just incredible to be around that kind of ethos and genuinely people that genuinely want to try and make
be there and want to make a difference. 100%.
The number of fundraising events that have gone on during COVID just blows my mind. That people are still, despite all the challenges they've had over the past few years, still want to hand their money out and help others. It's mind blowing.
It's the thing. It's one of my proudest things about being an Aussie. Over the years, Australia, we really are the land of natural disasters. We have fires, floods, cyclones, whatever else. And Aussies are just like, fuck it, let's put on a concert.
Have a few beers, put on a concert, and raise some money.
Raise some money. Raise.
Sure.
We can
raise some money too. Might be easier. But it's the sense of community in this country, and certainly here on the Gold Coast, I know I've experienced myself nothing but overwhelming generosity. It's just incredible, and I'm so looking forward to being part of this event tonight.
It's going to be epic. I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, we'll tell you all about it on the next show. But I guess we want to say thank you to everyone that's attending, that's bought tickets to be part of this.
Yes.
Thank you to everybody that's supporting us personally, and thank you to everyone that wants to support our charity of choice, because like Hummingbird House is they're just amazing, so deserving of every bit of help they can get, so that they can continue to make a difference in the lives of children that haven't had it easy. So
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Hey, I reckon that's our show for the day.
Have we got all the? We haven't missed anything?
I think we've got through it all.
No.
Oh.
There was one more. Social media takedown.
Have we done that one? No. We might want to edit just that little bit where we've lost that bit. All right. Okay. Social media takedown.
Social media takedown.
He will find the button eventually.
So social media takedown. So I probably have to update our viewers and listeners on something else that happened to me during the week.
Yes.
I was given a 24-hour stint in the Facebook lockup.
So this time it wasn't just restrictions. This time it was a full-on ban, wasn't it?
Fuck you. We don't want you here for 24 hours. You're not doing shit. You can't like anything. You can't comment. I could view people's stuff, so that was still cool. But, people, because I wasn't liking anything, people thought that I was ignoring them.
And I like to stir that, so I was telling them you were.
Oh, you suck. So what it was...
you should probably tell them why.
Yes.
Yeah.
So For those of you that don't know, and most of you, if you're regular listeners and know us, you'll know that young Natasha here is type 1 diabetic. On the very odd occasion needs what is called a glucagon pen when her sugars dip a little bit too low and she needs saving.
Yes. So when I need to be kept alive.
When you need to be kept
generally
alive.
Don't give me the injection if you want me to die.
No.
Which thankfully hasn't happened yet because funnily enough, I'm still here.
Yeah. Oddly enough. Anyway, I was having quite a nice conversation online with your sister.
Yes.
And we were chatting about EpiPens and all that sort of stuff.
Because she's anaphylactic.
She's anaphylactic, exactly. And I made the comment that I'd said that I haven't had to stab you, and I said I haven't had to stab you with a glucagon pen. And the powers that be, as of yet, but hopefully I was kind of like tongue in cheek.
Yes.
Hopefully one day it'll happen. And the powers that be of Facebook did not like that. She messages me and goes, "Your comment's just been hidden," and I had to unhide it. I'm like, okay. And then the next thing you know, I get this notification: you have been banned for. You're on restrictions for 24 hours.
We've just both sides.
I don't know how long I've been on Facebook. I've never had any issues, and in a couple of weeks I've.
You've had three sets. One for the photograph of Fletcher.
Yep.
2 for.
I kind of deserve that one.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
2 for the use of the word crip. That was on my account.
Yeah, so
you got me restricted.
No, it's your fault.
How is that my fault?
Because it's your account.
that was your fault. You wrote it.
Yeah, no. Don't go blaming me for your problems.
Semantics, hey?
Semantics, exactly.
And then, of course, this one for the use of the word stab. So, okay. At the same time, in the same vein,
yes,
neither of us have had, because I've also
is our podcast going to get better now because I've used the word stab?
Ooh. But
But
the question is, right?
Yep.
That's all happened,
mm-hmm.
but we are both still okay with our Instagram accounts. Now, Instagram is run by Facebook. Meta runs both Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
So why is it okay on one platform but not the other?
Absolutely no consistency.
No, and that's what drives me crazy. Like,
and in a way, I'm kind of glad. Because
I'm glad because it's actually
if we lost Facebook and Instagram,
it would be hard. Because the problem is
really
this is actually
average.
affecting our business, and,
Yes.
and that's the worst thing about it. I think is because things have been taken out of context. Like we said earlier, context is everything, and words have multiple meanings within the English language, and it doesn't have to, a word like stab doesn't actually have to be used in a violent way. It can be used as a descriptive word for other things. You know, we have the English language where words have lots of meanings. When things are taken out of context, that's actually affecting people's livelihoods, their businesses, their opportunity to interact with friends and family, which may be their only mental health outlet. There is a million reasons why this kind of social media policing is a bit of a problem.
Yes, yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting on my bandwagon.
No, it's okay.
Aren't
I'm sorry. I digress for a second because I just looked at the run sheet on your iPad over there, and instead of platform, the word platforms, I've managed to put flatworms.
So what's the problem with the flatworms then?
Social media flatworms.
They're too wiggly.
That's terrible. Sorry, that just
caught your attention.
Caught my attention and appealed to me.
Funny thing is I didn't even notice that, and it's in giant writing. So anyway.
That's why you're the editor-in-chief.
Yes.
And I just write shit and then send it to you.
Send it to me to edit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, yes. So, but why? Why is there no consistency? If it's a problem on one platform, why isn't it a problem on the other?
Like our and I on Instagram, I use the term Crips all the time.
Well, that original post, the Crips one that you did, was it got linked between our business account and my account. It was written by you because it was on the business account, and then it went to my personal account. So if it's allowed on Instagram, the same post, the exact same post, why the fuck isn't it allowed on Facebook? Like, if Facebook are saying their standards are that you're instigating gang culture, then why wouldn't that still be the case on Facebook, on Instagram? It's just double standards.
I know. Yeah, gang on. Can you just picture it? A whole bunch of wheelchair users and
the Crips.
Yeah, and a couple of them on those mobility scooters, like just going
yeah, doing gang signs and
so West Side, but it wouldn't be West Side, it'd be wheelchair.
But I mean,
or walking stick.
Oh, Jesus Christ, WS. Okay, yeah, no, anyway.
Or C for crutches.
Oh, it's just terrible.
P for peg leg.
Okay, are you going to keep coming with these?
Oh, look, I just keep thinking, I'll shut up now, though. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Okay, like now I've completely forgotten what I was going to say.
I'm sorry, but yeah, no, there needs to be more consistency. I mean, it's
I mean, not that we want to be banned from Instagram as well, but just the fact of the matter is double standards, and it like you don't know where you stand with anything. You're too afraid to use any words just in case the words that you use are taken incorrectly and in the wrong way, and it's not as if they make it easy to make a complaint to them or to fight back and say, look, this is wrong. Your AI, your automated response to this is incorrect. And that's the problem. It's not humans that are making this decision. It's
insolence.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah.
It's their automated insolence making the decisions.
Yes.
and that's a problem. It's a problem when you're trying to deal with things that could actually have serious ramifications.
And the
for
funniest
people.
thing is, like on Instagram, we actually have Crips as
our handle.
As the handle.
Yeah,
so
2 Crips. One pair of legs, it blows my mind, and you can use it all in hashtags and whatever. You just can't just can't use the word
Meta.
singular.
Get your shit together.
Yeah, and
or don't
whatever.
We're having a whinge. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, then no, it's not okay.
No, it's not.
Fucking morons. Sorry. But yeah, there needs to be some consistency, and there also needs to be changes. Like I have to say this. They'll say things like context can't be taken into consideration. They just pick out keywords.
Yep.
But that's bullshit, because there's AI now that will write posts for you, that will write content for you, script, whatever, and it will be like perfectly written. Nobody would ever know that it's
done by a robot.
Generated by a robot. If they can do that, those AI thingamajigs, the bots can definitely understand the context of a post.
Yep.
If they can write something in context, then they have to be able to understand context in the first place.
Yep.
So it's bullshit if Facebook and Meta are turning around and saying, "Oh, we can't take into account context." Yes, you can. It's just you're putting it in the too hard basket and not willing to spend the money on it.
Well, it means that they'd have to have an extra person there sorting through all the BS and
which when you're on a platform that affects people's livelihoods and affects people's mental health and all that kind of stuff in that way, and where you're being paid advertising money for use by those people, then maybe they need to consider that they need to make some changes.
Law unto themselves, really.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a problem when something gets that big. It's it does become a law unto themselves. And
as my mate Scotty said, don't don't insult the Autobots.
Yes, because Optimus Prime's going to get really pissed off with you.
Yes.
Transformers and all that.
We don't mess with Optimus Prime.
No, we do not. No. Actually, so this time I think it's the end of the show.
I think we're actually done. I think this is a good time. Hour 12 without.
Hour 12, go us. So for once we've actually kept pretty much to time, because we're an hour to hour 15. So
that's not terrible.
Go us.
Yeah, I know. We won't have to split this.
We won't have to split this episode. Good job. Hey, it was nice speaking to you today in the interview.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Are you going to interview me again at some point soon?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. I'm going to come up with all sorts of stuff,
weird and wonderful stuff, crazy things to ask.
Yeah, because I want to delve into your past a little bit. And,
God, I'm not sure you do.
Yeah.
There's some crazy shit there. I've lived a very colourful life.
What makes Natasha Price tick?
TikTok. No.
TikTok.
TikTok. Oh, that was terrible.
That was terrible.
I know. Maybe we should cut that.
Oh my God. Yeah, that one's up. Ruby's sitting here laughing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, all right. Anyway, it was nice to see you all. We have
Peace.
got the fantastic Lee Skinner, who is
this is gonna be epic.
Australian record holder, para athlete. He's a powerlifter, powerlifter, and an incredible human being.
Great guy.
Yeah, really good guy. So he will be our guest next week. He's also an ambassador for Australia Day this year.
He is.
Yeah,
How
so
cool is that
we'll be
gonna
able to chat to him about that.
Yep. Super excited for that one.
Absolutely.
So make sure you and before I forget, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you like what you've heard or seen.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next time.
Catch you next time. See you guys. Bye. Well, that's a wrap for this week's episode of Two Cripples, One Pair of Legs. As always, we'd like to thank our studio guests for joining us, and of course to the legends at Podfire for making all of this come to life. If you like what you've heard, or even if we've offended the shit out of you, but you still want to hear more, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also check out our Insta page, twocrips.onepairoflegs, and you'll be the first to know when a new episode drops.